Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Carter. I love talking about movies, horror movies, superheroes, and comic books, and I just got out of seeing the brand new movie, The Fall Guy, which is like kind of the big release to kick off the summer blockbuster season, which I'm very excited for. I adore blockbusters. They're a great time. Before I get started, let me know what you guys thought about The Fall Guy in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did it disappoint you? Or did it meet your expectations? I'd love to hear about it and enjoy the video. The Fall Guy is directed by David Leitch, and it is also done with his production company, I believe it's 87 North. It stars Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Winston Duke, Aaron Taylor Johnson. It's written by Drew Pearce, and the cinematography is done by Jonathan Sela. And this is a movie that I was really looking forward to. I can't remember when I watched the first trailer, but I remember like seeing a TV spot for it, and I was like, wow, that sounds awesome. I love the movie making process and learning more about it. And usually when films are very candid about the movie making process, or they make it very fun, enjoyable kind of aspect in the films, I have a lot of fun with that. I really enjoy those type of movies, and I was really excited to see a movie that focused on stuntmen, like the unsung heroes of cinema. I mean, stuntmen and stunts should have a category in the Oscars by now. It's kind of ridiculous that they don't. Kind of disrespectful, because I love stunts, I love action films, and none of that can happen without the stuntmen. And watching this felt like a celebration of stuntmen and the work that the stunt team puts into everything, and also a celebration of movies and movie making. And that's probably my biggest positive of it, so I guess we can just start the positives. I always forget to announce that. The biggest positive I took out of this is how much fun it has with that concept of filmmaking, of stunt teams, of stunt coordination. It really is just such a love letter to action movies, to creatives, and there's a lot of fun nods or digs at like studios, or the meta humor I found to be really funny, like, we're having problems with the third act, studio wants us to redo the third act. If you know anything about studio interference, that made me laugh really hard. I loved all the references, like there's like little fake movie trailers, fake movie posters. I just liked seeing this world of Hollywood where everyone is having such a great time, because sometimes it can be portrayed as like, oh, making movies is like, it's fun, but it's like hard work, it's boring. But here you just see the film play out as like a very fun and upbeat time. And honestly, it looks like it was a great time on set as well, because in the end credits they play kind of footage that they captured on set of Ryan Gosling acting, of Emily Blunt, or of the director, David Leitch, on set. And it just looks like everyone's having a fun time, having a great time. And I'm sure it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, but you definitely get that vibe from this movie. Adding on to that, a lot of it is in thanks to Ryan Gosling. He's a great comedic actor. He's one of those actors to me that can just be really funny, just so naturally. My favorite performance of his is probably The Nice Guys or Crazy Stupid Love, both comedic performances. He's just really funny naturally, and it comes off here to where he's extremely charismatic, he's extremely funny, and it just seems like everyone has chemistry with him. Everyone can just relate to him, and it's very easy to watch him perform on screen, to where it just makes it that much easier to buy into Colt Stevers and his story. Emily Blunt is great here as well. Winston Duke, didn't know he was in this movie. He is really fun, and I just love how huge he is, and they always play up that aspect in every movie he's in. Like, he clotheslines a dude, and the dude just like flips 4 times and eats it. I'm like, yeah, that would happen. Winston Duke is a big guy. And also, Aaron Taylor Johnson is a ton of fun, and he's really funny here. He just plays that like dickhead actor that is just kind of stepping over everybody, is like letting the fame get to their head and thinking they're like the greatest thing. This feels like a movie from Hollywood that isn't afraid to like kind of comment on some of the egotistical stuff, some of the scummy stuff that happens in Hollywood, but also is able to do so with like a poking fun manner, to where everyone on set seems like they're all involved, like everyone's having a good time on set, like I said before. And so this movie is just a really fun time. I liked the music, I liked the action, I thought that a lot of the action sequences were fun. And then going into the mixed, my biggest mix is going to be the romance aspect of it. A huge part of this film is the romance subplot, like the budding romance between Jodie and Colt. And, well, Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, they have fun chemistry together. Some of their scenes are fun. It just kind of felt like it was maybe all over, and it didn't really work out for me. I wasn't very invested at all. As much as I love Ryan Gosling, as good as Emily Blunt is, I was just like, oh yeah, okay, just another another love subplot in a blockbuster. I wasn't invested in it. There's a few moments where it tries to like get emotion out of you, and I just wasn't very interested. It didn't really catch my eye all that well, and I was like, yeah, okay. Another mix I'm going to put in here is the jokes. So where I mentioned before that a lot of the meta humor had me laughing, and while there is, a fair amount of meta humor, most of the other jokes fell flat for me. I didn't really like laugh a lot in this movie. I wasn't sure if it was like a comedy. I genuinely didn't know that much going into it. I knew it was about stuntmen. And well, there are a lot of jokes in here. The movie tries to go for a lot of jokes. Some of them didn't always work for me. I thought some of the visual gags were good and the meta humor was good, but some of the one-liners were just kind of falling flat for me. And I think that a lot of like the rapid fire blockbuster humor here doesn't exactly work the way they probably wanted it to. I don't really have any negatives. It's mostly just like mixed to where this is a fun movie. If you go in expecting a fun movie, you'll probably have a good time. It's not a bad movie, although I can see why people aren't over the moon about it. I genuinely haven't seen that many reviews. I just had a friend that said, oh yeah, it was alright. I know people aren't really hyped up over it. I think that some of the action, as good as David Leitch is here and his production company, 87 North, is really famous for a lot of action films, I think that some of it was disappointing. I mean, there was a lot of good, cool sequences that I liked. There's a car chase that's pretty great. Ryan Gosling just gives it all here, but kind of as the film went on, I was like, the action just kind of interested me less and less. There's a boat sequence that I didn't really care for. This isn't going to be my movie of the year, but it'll probably make like top 15, top 10. I mean, it was a fun time. It's definitely on the upper echelon of films this year I've seen, but I don't think it was as good as I was hoping it to be. So overall, while The Fall Guy is a fun time, I did leave the theater feeling pretty whelmed. Not like underwhelmed, not like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I was like, yeah, that was good. It was a fun time. And sometimes that's all you can really ask for with a movie. So if you're looking for a fun thing to do on a Friday, Saturday afternoon, this might be the movie for you. I would recommend it if you're looking for a fun time. Overall, I'll probably give Fall Guy a 7.5 out of 10, to where it's right below like verge of peak, but it's above that mediocre. It's like, it's good, it's a good time. But as always, guys, thank you so much for the support. And I'm really close to 500. I'm so psyched to hit that. As always, I'm Carter, and have a great rest of your day.